New York City, the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps. For over a century, New York City has been the world stage for cultural movements, economic advancements, and financial prowess. From its towering skyscrapers to its bustling neighborhoods, New York is much more than a place. It's a phenomenon. But what makes this city's economy so incredible? Why do so many industries, from finance to fashion, thrive here like nowhere else? While it may not be the largest, wealthiest, or most populous city on the planet, New York has earned its place in history as a critical driver of the global economy. It serves as the financial capital of the world, shaping not only the United States, but the world at large. In fact, if New York City were a country, its gross metropolitan product, GMP, of $1.9 trillion would rank it among the top 10 economies in the world, rivaling entire nations such as Canada. What's truly remarkable is how the economy of New York City somehow outpaces that of the entire state of New York, despite its large metropolitan region being just a part of the state's geography. This unique economic structure is something worth exploring, especially when considering what has made the city so dominant. The financial epicenter. At the heart of New York's economic success is its financial industry, which anchors the global economy. The city is home to some of the most influential financial institutions in the world, including the New York Stock Exchange, or NYSE, and NASDAQ, which collectively manage trillions of dollars in assets. These two stock exchanges are arguably responsible for turning New York from a mere trade hub into a global financial leader. While many see stock trading as simply buying and selling shares, it's much more than that. These financial markets serve as a core pillar of capitalism, allowing companies to raise capital by selling shares of their ownership. In return, businesses get the funding they need to scale up, innovate, and grow. Investors, on the other hand, put their money into these businesses, hoping to get a return on investment. It's a system that allows the economy to allocate resources to the most promising ventures, driving productivity and economic growth. New York's dominance in the world of finance isn't just confined to its stock exchanges. The city is also home to countless banks, hedge funds, private equity firms, and investment companies that all play a role in maintaining its status as a financial hub. These institutions manage billions of dollars of global wealth, and the decisions made in boardrooms across Manhattan have ripple effects worldwide. For instance, investment decisions in New York often dictate market trends and capital flow in Europe, Asia, and beyond. A tech hub on the rise. New York's economy might not be confined to finance. Over the past few decades, the city has also become a burgeoning hub for technology and innovation. While cities like San Francisco and Seattle are known for their tech prowess, New York is swiftly catching up. With a growing number of startups, tech firms, and innovation hubs, the city is increasingly rivaling Silicon Valley. Industries such as fintech, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity are thriving in New York, with companies like Google, Facebook, and Amazon establishing a significant presence. In addition, the city is home to a vibrant startup ecosystem, fostering innovation and entrepreneurship in sectors as diverse as healthcare, real estate, and e-commerce. New York City's tech scene may not yet rival Silicon Valley in terms of size, but it has a unique advantage: its proximity to Wall Street. The intertwining of finance and technology has created a new frontier of innovation known as fintech, which leverages technology to revolutionize the financial services industry. Film, media, and tourism. Beyond finance and technology, New York is also a global center for media, film, and tourism. Major media conglomerates such as NBC, CBS, and the New York Times are headquartered in the city, making it a central player in the dissemination of news and entertainment worldwide. Similarly, New York's film and television industry has a long and storied history, with the city serving as a backdrop for countless movies and TV shows. In fact, the production industry alone adds billions to the city's economy each year. Tourism is another significant driver of the city's economy. New York attracts millions of visitors annually, drawn by iconic landmarks such as Times Square, the Statue of Liberty, and Central Park. The tourism industry supports hundreds of thousands of jobs in sectors such as hospitality, retail, and entertainment. It's not just foreign tourists who flock to the city. Domestic travelers from across the United States visit New York to experience its vibrant culture, world-class restaurants, and endless shopping options. An industrial giant in disguise. Surprisingly to many, New York is also a hub for manufacturing, a sector that often gets overshadowed by finance and technology. From fashion and textiles to high-end food products, the city has a robust manufacturing base that serves both domestic and international markets. These industries, though smaller in scale compared to finance and tech, add a significant layer of diversity to the city's economic fabric. The real estate market in New York City is unlike any other. With its sky-high prices and soaring demand, New York City real estate is both a sign of its economic strength and an investment vehicle in its own right. Whether you're looking at the historic brownstones of Brooklyn or the gleaming condos of Manhattan's Billionaires Row, real estate plays a pivotal role in the city's economy. It's a market that attracts both local buyers and foreign investors, all vying for a piece of the Big Apple's property pie. In 2023, the average price for an apartment in Manhattan hovered around $1.3 million, underscoring the insane demand and status associated with owning property in the city. One of the reasons for this steep pricing is simple. There's not much land in New York City, but there's no shortage of people and companies that want to live or set up shop there. This creates fierce competition for space, keeping the real estate market sizzling even in times of broader economic downturns. And let's not forget the sheer size of New York City's rental market, which encompasses millions of tenants and property owners. The residential and commercial leasing industry creates jobs for realtors, property managers, contractors, and beyond. Global trade in New York's strategic location. New York's rise as an economic superpower can be traced back to its geographic advantages. The city's natural harbor, protected by the Atlantic Ocean but still deep enough to accommodate large ships, has been a gateway for global trade since the early days of European colonization. This made New York a strategic port for international trade, which is still a key part of its economy today. Though much of the city's economy has shifted toward finance, technology, and media, New York remains one of the largest ports in the United States. Goods from all over the world flow through the port of New York and New Jersey, fueling the city's economy and supplying its massive population with everything from raw materials to consumer goods. Despite the decline in manufacturing, New York's trade network continues to flourish, driven by demand from the city's wealthy residents and businesses. New York's strategic location also extends to its connections within the United States. The Hudson River, which runs from upstate New York to the Atlantic Ocean, has long been a crucial artery for trade. It connects the city to the Great Lakes and the interior of the country, providing a natural transportation route for goods. This helped establish New York as the primary gateway for both domestic and international trade, solidifying its role as the economic center of the United States. The backbone of New York City. While Wall Street and big-name companies often get the limelight, New York City's economy is largely driven by small businesses. From the bodegas that line every street corner to the boutique shops in Soho, small businesses are the lifeblood of New York City's neighborhoods. Small businesses in the city account for nearly half of all private sector employment, employing over 3 million people. Immigrant-owned businesses play an outsized role in this ecosystem, representing the entrepreneurial spirit that has long defined New York. Whether it's a family-run restaurant in Queens or a tech startup in Brooklyn, these businesses are vital to the city's economy. Housing, wealth, and inequality. With all the wealth and opportunity that New York provides, it also brings some significant challenges. Perhaps the most pressing issue is the skyrocketing cost of living. New York is notoriously one of the most expensive cities in the world, with housing costs in Manhattan regularly topping the charts. For many, the price of rent consumes a substantial portion of their income, creating a city where the wealthy can live comfortably while middle and lower income residents struggle to make ends meet. Wealth inequality in New York is stark, with some of the richest people in the world living alongside some of the poorest. Luxury penthouses sell for tens of millions of dollars, while many residents live in public housing or struggle with homelessness. This divide is an unfortunate byproduct of the city's success, and addressing it is one of the biggest challenges New York will face in the coming years. The future of New York's economy may depend on its ability to create affordable housing and ensure that economic growth benefits everyone, not just the elite. With its diverse industries and immense wealth, New York has the resources to tackle these challenges, but it will require concerted efforts from both the public and private sectors. Despite its incredible success, New York City faces significant challenges in maintaining its economic dominance. The city's infrastructure, for example, is aging and in desperate need of modernization. Public transportation, in particular, struggles to keep up with demand, and many residents and businesses alike find the cost of living and operating in New York prohibitive. Furthermore, climate change poses a real threat to the city's future. As a coastal metropolis, New York is vulnerable to rising sea levels and increasingly severe weather events. In the wake of Hurricane Sandy, the city has taken steps to protect itself from future storms, but the cost of implementing large-scale infrastructure improvements will be enormous. Looking ahead, New York will need to continue to adapt to changing economic and environmental realities. As the world becomes more globalized and interconnected, New York's status as a financial hub may come under pressure from emerging markets in other global cities. At the same time, the city's leaders will need to find ways to make New York more sustainable, equitable, and resilient in the face of the challenges to come. The resilience of New York City's economy. What makes New York City's economy truly remarkable is its resilience. The city has weathered countless challenges, from the 9/11 attacks to the 2008 financial crisis to the COVID-19 pandemic, and each time it's bounced back stronger. One reason for this resilience is the diversity of its economy. New York isn't just reliant on one sector, it's a well-rounded economic powerhouse. When one industry takes a hit, others are there to help the city rebound. For instance, while the pandemic severely affected tourism and hospitality, the tech and finance sectors remained relatively strong. Additionally, the city's workforce is unmatched in its adaptability and skill. With access to some of the world's best universities, such as Columbia and NYU, New York consistently attracts top talent, making it a magnet for innovation. New York's enduring legacy. New York City's economy is nothing short of miraculous. From its humble beginnings as a Dutch trading post to its current status as the financial capital of the world, the city has continually reinvented itself to stay at the forefront of global commerce. Its diverse industries, from finance and technology to media, tourism, and even manufacturing, make it a true economic powerhouse. But New York's story is far from over. The city faces significant challenges, from income inequality and affordable housing to climate change and aging infrastructure. How it addresses these issues will determine whether New York can continue to thrive in the decades to come. In the end, New York is more than just the sum of its parts. It's a city that inspires ambition, fosters innovation, and embodies the spirit of resilience. As it continues to evolve, New York will undoubtedly remain a beacon of economic power and opportunity, shaping the future just as it has shaped the past. In the words of the late great Frank Sinatra, "If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere." And there's no doubt, economically speaking, New York City continues to make it. That wraps up our deep dive into the economic powerhouse of New York City. From Wall Street to Silicon Alley and Broadway to the Brooklyn Bridge, New York is a true giant on the global stage. Sure, it's got its fair share of challenges: income inequality, sky-high real estate prices, and an aging infrastructure. But it's also proven time and time again that resilience is in its DNA. So, how does New York City stack up in the global economy? Well, it's an easy 9 out of 10 easily. The city that never sleeps continues to lead in finance, tech, media, and more, all while facing its obstacles head-on. That one point? Yeah, it's for the crazy rent prices. Fix that, and maybe we'll be talking about a perfect score. But for now, New York, you're still on top of the world. As always, drop a comment below on how you feel about New York City's economy and whether you agree with that 9 out of 10 ranking. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth takes on the world's biggest economic players. Until next time, stay curious.